Joe, a difficult day in Mumbai, not just the result, but the manner of the defeat. How would you reflect on it?
Yeah, as you mentioned, really, I think everyone's hurting. Difficult one to take. We were below our best by a good way. But when it comes to tournaments like this, you can't dwell and reflect too much. You've got to look at what's coming next and make sure you're absolutely ready for that. And the situation we find ourselves in now is we've got to make sure we're readied and in the best possible place to perform well in the next game, and just look at that as a World Cup final now, and then do the same for the game after that and the game after that. So all we've got to do is really focus on Sri Lanka, putting in a brilliant performance there, trying to learn a few little lessons along the way like we always have to, but you know, full focus now turns towards a few days' time where we've really got to get it right.
But you, when you were captain, you like reflecting on good and bad performances, and the performances haven't been up to what you would expect when you came into the tournament. Why?
I don't think I think that's probably the trickiest thing. I think previous campaigns, when we haven't fared so well, I think it's because we've not been a strong enough team and we've not been able to compete on class. But I don't think that's the case with this group. Sometimes it's not a magic bullet, or it's not a magic pill that you can just take overnight and it all is perfect. You've just got to keep putting in the hard work, keep readying yourself as best you can, and understanding that there's that much talent in this group, there's that much ability, that we will be able to do that. And as I say, all we can focus on is putting that performance together in the next game possible.
The schedule coming into it seemed and felt a bit disjointed, and Matthew Mott mentioned that the other day. Has the play in the tournament and the way everything has gone felt a little disjointed up to this point?
It doesn't matter really. It doesn't make a difference to what we've got to do next. And you know, we know what we've got in terms of preparation for the next game. We've got to get the most out of that. And then I say we've got to do what we have done for such a long time as a group, which is play really good cricket. And it's just, I think sometimes not overcomplicating things. You can get to a tournament and think, we've got to look at this, we've got to look at that, net run race, this, that. We've got to be really simple and actually just think, well, we've got to outperform these guys for 100 overs, make sure that we win the game, do what a lot of us have done for so long so well, and then look at the next game after that, and let the other little things take care of themselves along the way.
Got a feel for Reece.
Yeah, really good for him. He's been performing really well, making breakthroughs at the front and back end of the innings. And yeah, another setback for him injury-wise. It's been such a cruel time for him in an England shirt. So hopefully he can get himself back fit and ready and back to performing at the level that he has done of late. Because he's been brilliant in an England shirt of late, and yeah, gutted for him.
Fair to say there were difficult times during your captaincy reign for England. This is a difficult period for Jos. Put us in his shoes, a captain of England's shoes, when things perhaps haven't gone quite as you'd have liked. Is it a lonely place? Can it be a lonely place?
Yeah, it can be. I think Jos is probably been a little bit older coming into the role than I was when I started. As maybe he got a little bit more experience and sort of being vice captain to me at times, and Morgs as well, been on that journey a little bit. And he's very, he's a very smart and calm-mannered person. I don't think he will get too flappable. I think he's got some strong people around him. Ben, Test captain, myself, who's a very experienced captain previously as well. And Motti, it's not his first rodeo as coach. He's seen a lot of cricket and some experienced coaches too. So he's got some good people around him that are there to support him, and he knows that, and has been made very well aware of that. And he knows what he's doing, and sometimes as captain, you need your players to stand up and perform. There's only so much you can do. You can make all the right decisions, but if the guys aren't putting in the right performances, then there's only so much you can do as a leader. He's led very well, in my opinion, over the last little while, and since I've been back involved in the white ball stuff. So I don't think there's any sort of worry there that we're not getting the most out of Jos Buttler as a captain. I think as players we've got to stand up and we've got to do our bit in putting the you know, what we're required to do as individuals on the field, and you know, bringing that together as a collective to win games of cricket.
Together as a collective, is that the way it still feels in this group?
Well, definitely. As I say, played in a number of different England teams, good ones, bad ones, and this is one of the best ones. You know, it's a very together team. We know what we need to do. I say, if anything, this white ball team over a 8-year period now likes very simple messaging and has responded very well to it. We have some very simple messaging right in front of us right now. We have to go out and we have to win, and we have to, you know, in some ways it unshackles as it frees us up to go and do what we do. So now we've just got to go and do it.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Cheers.